Alright, so we're going to do 4 missions. Runaway Princess, Sharking Sortie, Defending the Town, and Howling Duyere. And Runaway Princess is basically a damsel in distress situation, although you're going to see very quickly that it kind of isn't all at the same time. Sharking Sortie is where we take the damsel in distress and nearly max her out with all her dormant skills in one single mission, and we just might learn Wind Strike by the end of it. Hopefully that works out. Defending the Town is where we'll get the remaining skills, Dormant, Support, and Attack skills, minus Bastion's Tidal Wave. Potentially we could probably get it if we play our cards right, so we're going to end up trying to do that. As for Howling Duyere, that might really be the place where we get Tidal Wave, but regardless, we are basically, by the end of the stream, going to fully max out every single character. And we're making a change to Barlow, where instead of a Turbulence user, we are going to, well, for Runaway Princess and Sharking Sortie, we're going to have him use the Fire Seal Stone. That is because we're going to require Searing Flame in order to increase our weapon power enough that we can actually wipe out Zakov in one go. Because in Sharking Sortie, Zakov will run away at 50% or less HP. In Runaway Princess, there are 2 characters who will run away at 50% or less HP. We can probably kill them, well, defeat them without Searing Flame, but it is really difficult and I don't want to risk losing that experience. So what we're going to do is all that. Now let's go ahead and just do our actually we'll check out the equipment first, just to give you catch up on what's been done. So with Bastion, we have everything except Tidal Wave. We are missing second attack for him, but it's going to be fine. Like, second attack is really only useful for Tic Tac once he gets Tidal Wave. So we're still in the clear. As for Reyna, really, as soon as we complete Defending the Town, we're going to get access to the Lapis Lazuli Seal Stone, which will allow us to learn Reyna's trick. And basically she's maxed out from that point because she only has 1 skill left to get, and that's Rapid Motion, which is extremely easy. Then Barlow, like I said, we're going to give him the Fire Seal Stone. So at least temporarily, him having Searing Flame is actually a good backup for us to increase our attack power. But trust me, it's going to be very useful in the final 4 missions. Okay, and as for Andrew, we can easily get Somersault, which isn't super difficult to get if you really think about it. His stats are really high as it is, so. And then Melia, she's already maxed out. Like, she is severely overpowered compared to the Kingdom route, so there's not much to do with her except just learn Blizzard Break, and that is literally just putting 1 stat point to Dexterity. So let's go ahead and do our interview, our briefing, and then we'll get started with the mission. Alright, so Reyna's in love with us, so we have to talk to her anyways. Apologies, that is not Reyna. It does not look like that. Does this mean we don't get to do any fishing? I'm really hungry. You see, Bastion, not only is Melia in fine health, but her tumble off the cliff has turned her into a genius. Now, we can talk to Melia, but just attacking and defeating enemies with Bastion will increase her morale. As for Andrew, it's more attacking and defeating enemies from the back, which will increase his morale. So Andrew might just be the better option, and I don't care. So we're going to talk to Melia. I didn't mean to cause you trouble, Bastion. I promise to help you from this day forward. Okay, briefing time. Okay, we're at Lake Sokuen. Why has Sidira come here? Until we learn otherwise, we have to assume that she's here to fight. You know what happens when you assume, Reyna. Besides, she's not in any sort of attack formation. I am, however, somewhat concerned with the squadron of ATACs coming up behind her. The Imperial Army? Faulkner? I won't let them hurt you, Bastion. Thank you, Melia, but I am quite able to take care of myself. Are you, Bastion? Does that mean you finally started washing your own dirty underwear? You're supposed to wash those? So, like I said, the rune route is just what the heck. So from here out, these last 8 missions are going to be full of complete zaniness. Yeah, and it's all going to be thanks to the mighty Princess Sidira over here. Here she comes. Oh no. It's a Kingdom army. And the ATC leading them is... But it couldn't be. Hello, Sadira? Hello. Why have you come here? Did you follow us? Prince Bastion, it's you. But I'm certain that the Ultra Gunner was claimed by General Faulkner. This isn't the Ultra Gunner, Sadira. Now answer the question, why did you follow us here, and what do you want? It's a long story. Please wait, Princess. Won't you come back to the castle with us? I understand your frustration, Princess, but running away from the capital will not help matters. I beg you to consider your actions. What's this? Bastion, you were stalling me until they could catch up, weren't you? No, I wasn't, Sadira. I was trying to find out why you're here, and now I know, thanks to Franco. Why have you run away from the Empire, and aren't you a little old to be a runaway? You don't understand what's going on, Bastion, so I suggest that you still your tongue. Prince Bastion, it's good to see you here. Your timing is impeccable. I asked for your help in seizing the princess before she causes herself any more trouble. He doesn't understand that running away is the worst possible course of action she could have taken. Please, Bastion, seize her quickly. I'm starting to feel like we've just stumbled into the middle of a very messy situation. I know that you'll help me, Bastion. You and your friends have to drive Franco away from here. We don't have to do anything, Sadira. You're no better than anyone else, Sadira, and need you always act as if you are. Bastion isn't just another Imperial subject you can order around. And who are you? My name is Malia. Bastion and I have grown up together. We are the best of friends. You and he are friends? You're quite emotional for someone who claims only to have feelings of friendship, aren't you? And you seem to be quite jealous of our friendship, Sadira. Perhaps it's you who's hiding your feelings. Don't be silly. Princess, please, don't make me use force to return you to the capital. Let's all go back together, Princess. It'll be much better if we don't have to fight. Bastion. Now what? If you protect me from Franco and the others, I'll tell you something I know you want to hear. That you're going to leave me alone for the rest of my life? Very funny. What I'll tell you is the location of the Ultra Gunner and its most treasured secret. This is information you won't find anywhere else, Bastion. I'm the only one who has it. Besides, aren't you embarrassed to be driving that ATAC instead of the Ultra Gunner? Come on, admit it. I'm not embarrassed to be piloting the Tic Tac. I'm proud. I'm certain that this ATAC is just as powerful as the Ultra Gunner, if not more so. Perhaps it is, but what will other people think when they see it? Will they be as impressed? The Ultra Gunner is an ATAC of legend, Bastion. It's guaranteed to impress or intimidate anyone who sees it. I hate it when she makes reasoned and rational statements. Oh well, I suppose your Tic Tac will be fine for all the unnecessary combat you'll be getting into. I hope I don't hurt Puck's feelings too badly by doing this. Alright, Sadira, you have a deal. We'll drive away the Imperials, and you'll tell us where the Ultra Gunner is hidden, as well as its secret. What? That's right, Bastion. I guarantee the secret will rock you to your very foundations. I think she's lying to you, Bastion. Well, everyone, do you have any objections to defending Sadira? Not as long as we get to eat dinner when we're done. Not a problem, buddy. I've been hoping to get some action. On the battlefield. But of course. Bastion, I've noticed something very interesting about you. What's that? You are completely unable to say no to a woman. I'll have to keep that in mind. Hehehe. That's, nice. But let's change the subject with haste, shall we? Franco, I don't have any quarrel with you, but I need to know what Sadira has offered to tell me. Don't be fooled, Prince Bastion. She knows nothing of the Ultra Gunner, nor of any secrets. She will say whatever will lead you to defend her from us. Are you calling your own princess a liar, Franco? I don't mean it like that. I swear on my honor that I am not lying to you, Bastion. And I swear that I will not forgive you for insulting me, Franco. Prepare for your humiliating defeat. Princess. Bastion. Yes, Sidira. I won't forgive you if you harm Franco, Cecilia, or anyone else. I wasn't intending to harm anyone to begin with, Sidira. Alright, so here we go. Sidira is the pretend damsel in distress. So, we don't have control of Sidira, so we don't need to worry about her. The only problem with her is she is AI controlled, which means she can steal experience. This is going to be the last time where we have to deal with party members who are AI controlled. Until the second last mission, where we'll have lots of AI allies, but they're going to be obliterated nearly immediately. So from here, we don't want to work on Malia. We can make her level up once, but if we take a very clear look, her level is 19, and if you look at Cecilia and Franco, they're 16 and 17. Everybody else is going to be much lower. So you do not want to level her up in this battle just to get Blizzard Break. It's not worth it. We are instead going to... Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so I forgot to give Barlow his Fire Seal Stone, so we're going to have to work as Reyna here. So Reyna is going to be casting Searing Flame on Bastion in order to raise up his attack power, because at 50% or less HP, Franco and Cecilia will run away, not together. You have to get their HP below 50% individually, and they'll run away, taking their experience with them. So they're the top priority, and let's move forward. To prevent ourselves from getting back attack, we're going to have Andrew sit on the north side of this bush. And Sidira will try and attack and very easily get defeated, so you don't have to worry too much about her. The ideal scenario is Sidira rushing to the back lines and getting herself defeated. So let's hope for that, which we will make sure it happens. The good thing is, her defeat does not mean the end of a mission. Okay, so we're just going to wait for the Imperials to set themselves up. And we'll move Bastion to here. Make him face west. We're going to move Malia in the back. Now, Malia's purpose for the foreseeable future is quite literally to use Pouring Rain and Cooling Mist the entire time. You don't need to worry about her at all learning anything. She's already overpowered as it is. Okay, let's end here. Sidira, she didn't move, unfortunately, but she will move probably in the next turn. So we're going to push Reyna all the way to the front. She needs to go behind Bastion, because Bastion is going to make the Franco and Cecilia kill if, and only if, we can't get, let's say, Andrew in position in time. But we'll sit here with Andrew. His agility is extremely high, which means he can get hit, but it's very likely he probably won't. So, using Tornado there. We're going to make sure Bastion does not move from this spot. Sidira from here is just going to walk around Bastion and go and basically run to the back. So let's keep him here. We'll increase Malia's agility just to give her something to do, just to give Bastion something to do. It's end our turn. Actually, let's go ahead and just use Mirage Mist just to get a bit of experience. Okay, Sidira, there she goes. She's starting to head to the back lines, which is good. We need to make sure we do not wipe out these Imperials. Okay, let's go ahead and use Cooling Mist. Where Sidira was, we need to put Reyna now. Okay, let's end here. Okay, so he's still getting hit at 22%, which is not ideal. It looks like Sidira is effectively surrounded, so she's not going to be able to make it to back lines, nor will she be frozen because there's only 2 enemies attacking her. Once Cecilia and Franco hopefully reach her, he will be defeated. Okay, so with Andrew, we're just going to keep using Wind Strike, get a little bit of experience at a time while he sits in the back. She has Jasper, so we're going to have her sit here for now. You're not going to really do much damage. We're going to make sure Cecilia isn't really around to cause major problems. Go ahead and use Roaring Wind on Reyna. Go ahead and just end here. Malia is going to do nothing. Bastion, like I said, we don't want him to make any kills, and we also want to make sure Cecilia is defeated. So let's move back a little bit. Actually, let's move beside Reina and then give the Imperial an opportunity to get behind Sadira. Okay, so for some reason his target is Andrew. This is the thing with AIs, the AIs in this game. They really do not hit the targets that you want them to. And for some reason, they really want to take Andrew down. For Cecilia, it's perfectly understandable. They have a backstory. So, but otherwise, it's weird that Franco's chasing him. Alright, so we're doing great. Cecilia should go down as long as we let her keep getting attacked. Here we go. Okay, so for Bastion, we just need to... We'll move him right... Well, actually, we'll leave Bastion alone. We'll go ahead and use Cooling Mist. There's no reason to use it right here. It's more just to give him something to do. There we go, and make sure everybody's HP is... Well, FP is below... Is basically at 0, right? We're actually going to move Andrew back at this point. We're going to move closer to the team. We need to give him a dexterity boost. Well, we just need him out of the way, right? Because Corbalans are actually not strangely, but they're actually really strong. We're gonna make sure Reina does not do any attacking. We're gonna boost Bastion's weapon power. We're just gonna constantly do this for Bastion. And let's go ahead and end with Malia, because there's no particular reason why we should be using her. Let's end here. As you can see, Sadira, she is really weak, only level 13. That's why it's very easy for her to be defeated, ideally. Go ahead and use Roaring Wind on Bastion. And here. Now, hopefully they wipe her out quick enough. Okay, it's attacking Reina now. So, because it's attacking Reina, let's just go ahead and use Fireball. And let's see if Parry activates, which it very likely will. Interesting, it didn't activate. Okay, let's turn off now. Alright, see, the only reason we only attack for one specific reason is because he attacked us, and Sadira may be getting the next attack, so we didn't want to risk losing that Imperial to Sadira. Alright, so Reina just needs 2 things. Rapid Motion, Reina's Trick. With Rapid Motion, she needs 18 base, which she has, and 12 agility. So, bang, we got that. With Reina's Trick, she needs 16 base and 20 dexterity. So she's actually, let's see, she has 18 dex right now. So if we give her 2 more, we can now learn Reina's Trick. Because in the next, we're going to be getting Lapis Lazuli soon, which means that we can actually get Reina's Trick. So yeah, if you put the proper stats to learn the attack and you don't see it here, you need to make sure you have the proper sealing stone. In her case, she's going to need Lapis Lazuli, and then she'll be able to get it. From that point, she's actually really useful. Even though she's not as strong, her utility drastically increases. Okay, so Franco, let's see, is he going to attack Sadira? Excellent, he's doing a job. Sadira, I am at your mercy. Please return to the capital, or I will suffer Halak's wrath. No, Franco, I would rather that you suffer her wrath instead of me. If you're not careful, Sadira, you're going to be captured by a kingdom. Then what will happen? Nothing will happen, because I'll be in the company of Prince Bastion. That's absurd. Alright, Cecilia's turn, and looks like she's not going to attack Sadira. They have their own unique dialogue, so I'm hoping she does attack Sadira at some point. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, let's go ahead and end here. Malia, she doesn't need to do anything again. We'll have her... Let's just have... Look at that. She's level 19. She's... Let's just avoid... Like I said, we don't want her getting any experience. At least right now. Okay, Bastion, and here Andrew can go ahead and use his Roaring Wind. This is because if you do nothing with Andrew, his morale will actually go down. So do something. Even like move one space is enough. Emilia and Reyna. Use Searing Flame again on Bastion. Okay, and here, Barlow, we're going to move him so that he's facing Cecilia, because she's clearly coming close enough. Coming closer to attack us. Let's go ahead and also give him Roaring Wind, which actually I believe he already has, so this is pointless. Actually, it's not pointless. Keeping Andrew's morale up. Alright, so she'll probably attack Emilia. Yeah, totally. And she has Wind Strike, which is actually pretty good. So I'm glad she has it. What I'm glad she doesn't have is Somersault. Okay, so Sierra is nearly defeated. That's literally all we're waiting for. So these 4 missions are going to be really long just because we're working on maxing out characters. And here, Franco, finish the job. Very close. One more turn and Sadira should be gone. And here. And we'll avoid. Okay, for Andrew, we could attack Cecilia, which actually we might just have to because she's actually really dangerous. And she's at the same level as Andrew, so they're going to get neutral experience. Well, normal. Go ahead and attack Franco, some extra experience, and we use Searing Flame on Bastion at this point. Remember, we got to drive Cecilia and Franco's HP down to like right at 50% and not any lower, or they run away. So let's look at Franco quickly. His HP, if it gets to 58, that is half for him, so that's our danger point. And as for Cecilia, her half HP would be 69, would be about, wait, not 69. I can't divide. So 55 and 56 respectively. So we just need to make sure their HP gets down to those points. Let's go ahead and use Pouring Rain on, what's her name? Malia. Okay, let's go ahead and end here. Barlow, he can go ahead and just attack. One thing that I constantly fail to remember is to get him Strong Slash. So we're going to get him Strong Slash right now. I believe Strong Slash requires 8 base, 7 power, and 6 dex. So with this, he has it. Now we're just going to focus on increasing his defense and dexterity. And there it is, Strong Slash. Awesome. Okay, Roaring Wind on Reyna. Now remember, the stronger the attack you use, the more experience you're going to get. That's why Strong Slash with him is, I wouldn't say vital, but it makes him leveling up a lot easier. And here, Andrew can go ahead and let's see, I said 56, no, was this 56? No, 55 is the danger point. So we are going to go ahead and drive her HP down to about there. And then hopefully, oh, I don't think we can even make that. Okay, 60 and then 52. All right, so we're going to need to use Tornado for sure. Unfortunately, she won't defend it. Does he have kick? He doesn't even have kick. Okay, she's going to get frozen, but she'll run away. So we're going to need to use Tornado for sure. All right. There we go. And here, hopefully Bastion, Reyna comes before Bastion, so he can get the weapon boost. He does not get the weapon boost. So let's go behind. Let's see if we can attack Cecilia from here. No, we can't. So we're going to go behind Cecilia and take the kill. There we go. Now, it's a 2-level difference, so the amount of experience loss isn't massive, but it still is not nice. You're a very mean person, princess. I'm telling halak on you. Okay, 159. It's nothing to scoff at. That's actually a good amount. It's just not a great amount. Right, we're not going to attack Franco. If we do that, he's just going to skip his turn. And here, on Franco, defeat Sadira, please. No, okay, well, he's being very irritating. Okay, so if we move, let's try something like this. Move Andrew right there, we'll end. We'll move Barlow right here, we'll end, and we'll move Reyna back 1. We'll actually move her back 2, and then let's hope Franco actually turns around and hits Sadira from behind. Okay, end our turn. Excellent. So we can rely on Imperial 3. Or not. Okay, let's end our turn here. Bastion can also, he can sit here, and then he can constantly be buffed by Sadira. Once we get rid of Franco, we can start getting the experience for the rest of the characters. Okay, we're almost there. Franco. We need Franco to help us here. There we go. Oh, dang it. There we go. Sadira's finally gone. Now we can safely defeat the enemies. Alright, so our targets now, we're not going to have Malia do any attacks. We're going to move her back here just to give the accuracy boost. Just to get the accuracy boost, I should say. Imperial 4 coming from behind. It's okay if he attacks Andrew or Barlow. Okay, sorry, didn't mean to insult Andrew. Let's move Bastion right. Actually, we're going to keep him right here. We need to make sure we hit Franco. Okay, so he's going to drop down to 82. Let's do that. Franco, I don't want to fight you. I would ask you to retreat before you are forced into further conflict. I can't do that. I can't return to the capital without the princess as my possession. You don't understand, Bastion. You don't realize what's going on here. Without the princess, I'm doomed. What do you mean? It's Halak. She will be enraged with me. Halak? The elderly woman who uses the high speech of the ancients. You could not have forgotten her. I vaguely recall her, yes. You don't understand the terror she will put me through, Bastion. Apparently not. But I made a promise to Sadira, and I intend to keep it. You won't take her back if she doesn't want to go. How can you be so cruel? Alright, let's go ahead and increase our agility. We'll give it to Andrew. His HP is rather low. He can dodge really well, but his defense isn't really, I guess, good. So we'll also give pouring agility boost to Barlow, since he's getting attacked from behind, and it might end up surrounding him instead. Nope, Andrew, totally. All right, so let's go ahead and counter. Actually, we'll avoid. Level difference is way too high. We'll use Searing Flame on Bastion again. We're gonna take down Franco. That's the priority at this point. Okay, let's go ahead and just use a normal Melting Flare attack on Imperial 5. We totally missed. Barlow can go ahead and do a strong slash. Not on Imperial 3, we'll hit Imperial 4 instead. And I think that should be fine. Andrew can go ahead and choose Tornado. Go, and here. Yeah, so everybody hates Barlow. So let's avoid this. Can't avoid it. Malia, let's have her do nothing again. Good. Franco's attacking Bastion. Excellent. Alright. So unfortunately we don't have Tidal Wave. That would be very cool. And we can't attack. He's going to run away if we do. So instead we shall... Actually can kick. We don't have kick. Okay, so we're going to avoid. And let's see here. We need to drive his HP down to 56 or he'll run away. So, ice shards maybe? Okay, that's a little high. Let's see if we can get a bit lower than that. So if it's 56, that brings it up to, wait a second. Oh no, I still can't divide properly. So we're looking to keep his HP above 63. So let's try Mirage Mist. If this doesn't work, then yeah, okay, it's not going to work. We need to hit him probably with Barlow and Tornado. So the point of the reason why we're not defeating Franco right now, because when his HP gets below 50%, and that would be 63, then he will actually run away, taking the experience we could have gotten away with him. Thus, reducing the amount of experience, meaning we're gonna take a bit longer to get kills. And let's just go ahead and see if we can drive it down to 56. Okay, that's pretty close. We're getting pretty close. Barlow should be able to drop it down a little bit further. If we can, we'll just move behind Franco and use a strong thrust. Okay, she needs to use Searing Flame. And you might be confused about like the weird way I'm playing. I am basically just having it so Bastion does not make any kills. That includes Melia. And giving the kills to Andrew and Reyna currently, so they can learn the rest of their attacks. Let's end with Melia. Barlow, not really. He doesn't really need to learn any new attacks. So, yeah, that's why he's never really going to be attacking until much later on. Okay, so if he goes behind, he's going to have 35 AP, which means he can't use Strong Thrust. And let's see. We might actually, you know, let's go to his side and check how much damage we'll do at this point. 41. Okay. So we're going to move Bastion right here. Yeah, we're moving right here. We're going to end our turn. We're going to bring Reyna beside him and make sure that she can use Searing Flame on him. And we're going to run behind Franco and hopefully hit him, take him down one shot. And here. Good. Andrew's dodging. He wasn't dodging a 20% evasion last time. Okay, that's too high of a level difference, so let's not do that. Who here is at least level 15? No one. Okay. This is a problem. Andrew should not be attacking then. Let's just go ahead and use Tornado. Drive HP down and end. When you have a level difference of 3, you do... Oh, she got trapped. When you have a level difference of 3, you do not want to... You want to do your best not to make the kills at that point because, well, the experience you'll get will drastically be reduced. It is really bad. Okay, let's end here. Franco, don't move. Good. His defense is lower, so we might be able to take him down in one go. Okay, we lost our weapon boost. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, change of plans. We're going to save Franco for last. We're going to hit him with Melting Flare later on, and then make sure... No, we can't even do that. Okay, there's no way we're going to be able to one-shot Franco, because his HP is 69, and yeah, it's just not going to work. So we're going to have to hit him from the side. We'll just make him run away. We'll hit him with Strong Thrust so we can get a lot more experience. There we go. Princess Sidira, I will never forget your behavior on this day. I thought I was your friend, but I see I was mistaken. Alright, let's end our turn here. Andrew can go ahead and just use well, not Wind Strike. He can spend his time weakening once again. Okay, we'll attack Imperial 5. Wind Strike, get a bit of experience. We'll use Roaring Wind on Reyna, and Reyna can start making kills. Actually, we need to check her. We need to check her level difference first. Alright, so she is level 17. Yikes. Okay, that's actually a really huge difference. Okay, so maybe... Nah. Yeah, the level difference is too much. They're barely going to get any experience. So we might just have to give the kills to Barlow. I don't want to. I'm not going to. They're all going to Reyna. We don't need to worry about leveling up Andrew, because once he gets... I believe we can give him a Dex Ring, and then he'll be able to get Somersault once we get Jade in, I think, 3 more missions. We'll We'll end here. Malia can go ahead and just do really weak attacks. And they're actually really strong because she's actually really strong. And their turn, Reyna can go ahead and use Fireball. From the front though. If you don't already know, attacking from the front gives you more experience than attacking from the back and the side. So, although frontal attacks aren't ideal, because Dormant skills can prevent frontal attacks entirely, you will get more experience doing them. Okay, we can do some weakening here and decrease their avoidance. Go ahead and use Cooling. Well, actually, we'll not use Cooling Mist. We'll go here and we'll use Pouring Rain on Reyna. Andrew can go ahead and use Wind Strike. I think, yeah, it's going to have to. I don't want to give the experience to Barlow. 76 is something to scoff at. It's not a lot. Okay. And here, have Andrew do that. Okay, so he currently has 20 dexterity, which means he can learn somersault once we get Jade. So once we upgrade his weapon and give him Jade, his agility will be maxed out, I believe. And his weapon will be increased. So we're going to focus on increasing his base and power. 2 to power and 1 to base. Yeah. So the final mission, this is what I'm preparing for right now. The final mission is an absolute beast. For a few turns, and then it's easiest mission in the game. The one prior to that is actually really difficult. You'll see why once we get there. It is really hard, just because there's so many enemies everywhere. Alright, hopefully you can dodge this. No. See what I mean? Anything less than 30% evasion, it does not mean you can actually dodge it. You can even be hit here. We got lucky. Okay, Barlow, let's just go ahead and attack with Barlow. Oh, never mind. Let's. I know I keep saying, like, yeah, let's attack with Barlow, but I keep changing my mind. He's not someone you want to power up. Okay, avoid. Do Bastion here. Let's just go ahead and just keep weakening characters for everybody. Or we can sit in the middle and just use Cooling Mist. Go, end their turn. Let's just go end here. Andrew can go Wind Strike on... Who has the closest level? You don't, so... Let's do this. Alright, end their turn. Barlow can... Let's put him beside Reyna so we can keep her dexterity up. That way she can constantly make attacks. Because she still requires... Actually, she's pretty good right now. She doesn't need to level up anymore because she's... Let's double check this. So her base is currently... I'm looking at character stats, not the equipment boosted stats. So her base is currently at 18 and her agility is currently at 12, which means she has access to rapid motion, right? Yeah, there it is. And Reyna's trick is base 16, dex 20, which she has that, as well as all her stats are set to 7. So she's actually good right now. So we might just have to give it all to Andrew at this point. Let me double check this. So he's gonna get somersault once we get Jade. That's a given. So what he needs from here is second attack. That's base 16. We just give him 1 more point towards his base, and we got it. And then base 18 will give him rapid motion immediately. From there, he already has Wind Strike. So, and he'll learn everything. So we just need to give the next time he levels up all to base, and then we'll have basically completed him. So he's complete. Reyna is complete. Malia just needs one level up once more, and she gets Blizzard Break, and she's done. Bastion, he still has a few to go. So, yeah. So maybe it's just Barlow. We just need to get Barlow Mass Menace, and then he's good. Let's go ahead and end our turn with Malia. Bastion can go ahead and use not Cooling Mist because, well, nobody's attacked, right? We'll give Andrew an agility boost. He's at risk of dying. Not that it matters, like it really doesn't, but I prefer my characters not to be dead. So we're going to give the kills to Andrew now because Reyna and Andrew... No, sorry. We're going to give the kills to Barlow because Reyna and Andrew are effectively... They have everything they need at this point. No, wait, sorry. I forgot. Andrew needs to level up once more and then he's done. And then he has everything he needs to get every Dormant skill, attack, and support skill. So, we'll do this. Go ahead and let me move. How much FP for Melting Flare? 40. Let's go ahead and use Imperial 3. And our turn. Okay, we'll do a Cooling Mist here. Right, and we'll do Pouring Rain on Andrew once again. Melia can end her turn. Andrew can go ahead and do Wind Strike from the front. There we go. Now he should be almost, well, he's close to leveling up. In the next mission, we're not going to level anyone else up except for Princess Sidira. So, yeah, it's going to take a while. Can we do that? Yes, we can. So he needs Mass Menace. For Mass Menace, that just literally requires 12 base, 12 defense, which it's going to take a couple level ups for him to get. That's unfortunate. Then our turn here, Bastion can go ahead and just use Pouring Rain on Andrew again. And then Reyna. Okay, Reyna is pretty good for everything. If we move her to behind Andrew, we can basically boost his attack power. And if we put him in front, he should be able to one-shot. Okay, almost one-shotting. So let's end our turn here. Bastion can go ahead and use Cooling Mist again. And then we'll also, again, use Pouring Rain on him. On Andrew. Okay, there we go. Wind Strike, this should be it. And we're done. Alright, mission complete. We've driven them off. But I'm still not sure whether or not it was a good idea. Right, so it wasn't a good idea. Sidira led you on. Sorry to tell you that. Do you bring the news I have been waiting to hear, Madoc? If you refer to news of Ultra Gunner, then I do. Have you awakened it at last? In fact, it had collected quite a thick layer of dust, so I had it washed. Madoc, you are a cruel and twisted persecutor of hearts. Did you come here merely to amuse yourself at my expense, or have you news of real import? My new ATAC design is complete, Faulkner, and I was hoping that you would permit a test sortie. Once you have witnessed the power of my invention, you will forget that the Ultra Gunner even existed. Let me correct my earlier statement, Madoc. You are a cruel, twisted, and arrogant old man. I've always considered arrogance to be nothing more than an honest version of confidence. Authorize a test and you will understand what an incredible accomplishment this ATAC is. Alright, Madoc, you'll have your test, because whether it fails or succeeds, I will be delighted by the results. All that must be decided now is who shall take your ATAC into battle. Actually, Faulkner, I already have a particular candidate in mind. Commander Zakov. I didn't realize you were a mind reader in addition to a warrior. The choice was obvious, Madoc. Only Zakov is worthy of such a high-risk, low-reward mission. You make it sound as though Zakov is useless for any other purpose. Am I wrong? Not at all. He's a simpleton, a babbling buffoon. Ha ha ha. I shall inform him of the sortie and order him to report to you at once. We must act quickly, before our good fortune runs out and Sidira returns to the capital. Indeed, Madoc. With the data I gather from Zakhov's Sortie, I can prepare a new design for mass production. The Ultra Gunner will be irrelevant Faulkner, and the content will be powerless to stop us. You are preaching to the choir, Maddock, and I am savoring every delicious word you speak. Prepare your ATAC. Alright, Sadira, we fulfilled our end of the bargain. Now it's time to fulfill yours. What do you mean? The location of the Ultra Gunner, the amazing secret. Tell us what you know. I don't know anything. Well, I suppose that can't be helped. Wait, what do you mean you don't know anything? I know that everyone is fighting over it because of its awesome power. And I know that you're the only person who can control it. You swore on your honor as an Imperial Princess that you were telling the truth. No, I was swearing on my honor as a runaway girl, and runaways will lie their brains out. Of course they will. Even for a woman, this is incredibly evil behavior. Heh. Is there a woman who doesn't get Bastion into trouble? I knew you were lying, and I knew you were a despicable person. I'm so disgusted that I may have lost my appetite. Oh wait, there it is. Please, everyone, let me explain why I ran away from the Empire. I don't think we particularly care at this point, Sadira. It's the old bag's fault. Halak drives me crazy with her endless restrictions on what I can and cannot do. If I had allowed it to continue any longer, she would have crushed my personality, my uniqueness. I didn't want to lose myself. I wouldn't particularly mind if you lost the spoiled brat portion of her personality, by the way. Now that you know why I'm here, you won't be angry anymore, right? Anger is just one of the emotions I'm feeling towards you at this moment. You have to take pity on me after hearing my story. Oh, I pity you, all right. I'm sorry I was angry at you, Sadira. We're all sorry, aren't we? I'm sorry I didn't run away from this ridiculous conversation when I had the chance. Of course I forgive you, Sadira. Life is too short to hold a grudge against anyone. Almost anyone, I mean. I forgive you, Sadira, but only if you promise to try some of my chocolate. It's guaranteed to cheer you up. Of course, Barlow. Now that I'm not under Halak's control, I can gorge myself on sweets if I want to. Sorry, Sadira, but you can't. The first rule of our group is that liars don't get any chocolate. Well, Sadira, I was planning on returning to the kingdom. Unless you're planning on running away from us too. Why are you being so rude to me? Because you lied to me, Sadira, and I was foolish enough to trust you. Fine, Bastion. If you want me to run away from you, I will. That's not what I said, Sadira. If you had been listening to me, which you seem to find impossible to do. Besides, where will you go? I'll just walk along the border so I can avoid... both the Empire... I can avoid both the kingdom and the Empire. Simple, really. Close, but I think the word you were looking for is stupid. Ha ha ha, you don't understand. With the Sylphid, I can escape or defeat anyone I encounter. I will live off the land. I'll explore regions of the continent which have never before been witnessed. Or perhaps we will merely end up hopelessly lost. You need to stay here with us, Sadira. Nonsense, Malia. If Bastion doesn't believe I can survive on my own, I'll just have to prove it to him. Actually, Sadira, I'd be extremely impressed if you could merely guide us all back to Araba Castle. Are you kidding? That's barely a challenge at all, Reyna. But I accept. Let's see if you can keep up. Satiro, do you realize that you've led us into Imperial territory? Of course. I just had to make sure that you were paying attention. If you were paying attention, Sadira, you would have noticed those ATACs on your scanners. What ATACs? And my point is made. Yeah, so Sadira, unlike in the Kingdom and Empire route, is completely hot-headed and extremely dense and dumb. She's going to cause us so much problems. So let's go ahead and save here. Okay, we are right here. There we go. Okay, let me take a quick look at the equipment before we move on to the next mission. Let's see. We want Barlow to have Jasper right now. We'll keep him with the Holy Headband, of course. And let's see, Veto Corban has that. Rainbow Gem. And Sadira has the Rainbow Gem. Now, ideally, you do not want Rainbow Gem on Sadira because it gives you no benefits. It doesn't help you learn anything. So you'd want to switch it out with a Dex Ring in the future. And yeah, that's basically it, right? Sadira is level 13. She's just as weak as Barlow and doesn't have anything. That is why in the next mission, Sharking Sortie, we are going to get all her Dormant skills in one go. It's really easy to do. Takes a little bit of time, but you can make her really strong. Interview time. Okay, she's speak first. Malia, she's gonna just constantly gain morale. Andrew, Arlo, and Sadira. Let's talk to Sadira. Remember, Bastion, you promised to protect me if we are found by the Kingdom Army. Okay, Reyna's already maxed out. Let's just forget about morale. Just between you and me, Bastion, the princess is really starting to get on my nerves. Let's talk to Malia. Sadira is a shameless flirt, Bastion, and I don't like the way she speaks to you at all. Yep, nothing more to discuss. Alright, time for briefing. It's impossible to tell if these kingdoms are from the Empire or Kingdom. Well, if it's the Imperial Army, I'm going to hide and let you deal with them. That's helpful. And what if it's a Kingdom Army? I'll hide and let you speak with them. So regardless of where these ATACs are from, you're going to do nothing while we risk our lives. I beg your pardon? I'm going to give you moral support, of course. How fortunate we are. To have entrusted me with this new ATAC, Maddock is obviously a wary, wise, and discriminating man. This obviously means that my talents are finally being noticed and appreciated. All that is left to find a suitable victim and put this wonderful ATAC through its paces. Those are definitely Imperials. But what's that strange ATAC? It's not strange, Reyna. It's horrible. What? It is the Tic Tac. Who is inside that ATAC? Answer me. The Tic Tac and the Sylphid? What is the Imperial Princess doing in this place? And with this, the ATAC of the kingdom? I'd recognize your idiotic accent anywhere, Commander Zakov. I never gave Maddock or anyone else permission to use that ATAC. Why has it been dispatched? Sadira, I am only following the orders of General Faulkner. I have done nothing wrong. Unbelievable. Faulkner has directly defied my will and allowed Maddock to unleash his most horrific creation. Who knows how long the two of them have been conspiring against me? Zakov. Yes, Princess. Get out of that ATAC immediately, unless you want me to destroy you along with it. What? I'm going to smite this monstrosity from existence, Zakov. I should have destroyed it long ago. This ATAC could be the key to my future with the Imperial Army. I cannot abandon that opportunity. The only opportunity you have is to save your miserable life, Zakov. Now get out of that ATAC. You leave me no choice, Sadira. I would rather kill you than let this chance for success slip away. Everybody, attack! But, isn't this really just between you and Zakov? You think too much, Bastion. This is time for action. If that was true, I would have realized that bringing you with us was a very bad idea. Alright, so as you can see, Sadira is vastly different than in the Kingdom and Empire route. She's way more unhinged. Alright, so for this mission, we're focusing solely on leveling up Sadira enough that she learns all her Dormant skills, as well as hopefully gets Wind Strike. So we'll move Andrew forward. The enemies aren't really, I don't believe their level is very high. So if we sort to level, you can see that they're all level 14, 13, and yeah, they're basically at the same level as Sadira. So that's why she's going to get the kills for sure, as well as the fact that we need to make sure she gets her Dormant skills. Let's end here. We just want to be close enough that we are able to use Turbulence. So let's move Bastion one space away, and we'll have the Imperials come forward. We'll have Sadira sit here with Bastion. Actually, so Zakov has Cutting Wheel, so it's a 3 range attack. So 1, 2, 3. We get attack there, so she'll sit here. right next to Bastion. Bastion can also, we also have the plus of Bastion being able to make sure she gets an agility boost with pouring rain. And we're going to put Reyna behind Sidira also, so she gets a weapon boost. Go ahead and sit here with Andrew, and we'll use Turbulence. There we go. Go ahead and give her a Dex boost. Now Barlow, as you can see, is extremely slow. It took him a long time to ever get a single move. Okay, so if you're confused about why I'm not doing anything, we are going to get... I can't believe you're trying to strike me down, Zakov. Whatever happened to your loyalty? I am loyal only to myself, Sidira. You sound like a typical man to me. And you sound like a spoiled brat. I am not. So ridiculous. Alright, so let's just go ahead and attack. Okay, we can weaken Imperial 6 for Sidira. And use Pouring Rain on her too. The fact that she dodged Cutting Whale is an achievement unto itself. Because she didn't have an agility boost at the time. Okay, so she only has Tornado. No Imperial should end up going in front of her, so we might need to move her up a little bit. And we're going to attack Imperial 6. Yeah, and we're going to make sure Malia is forward too, so she can use Cooling Mist. You want to make sure Sidira's FP is always really low as possible. And so she doesn't end up getting frozen and wiped out right away. Also just use kick too. There we go. Move Reyna beside Sidira, give her the weapon boost with Searing Flame. Okay, Andrew. Ideally, I want him to, like, attack, but that's not. Bastion is going to go ahead with Pouring Rain on Andrew, because Andrew still can die, even while he's sitting here doing nothing. Okay, let's go ahead and... let's just go ahead and use this. Okay, no, that's a bad idea. We want Sidira taking kills, so let's end our turn here. Oh, that hurts so much. Okay. Nothing we can do right now, so let's end our turn. Andrew can do really... he can just weaken. That's what he'll do. He'll weaken them for Sidira. Sidira can use Strong Thrust and wipe out Imperial 6, and she's going to level up right now. Alright, good. So 500 experience is required to level up for every single level. Alright, so she can learn, let's see. Base 6, 12 Dex would get her parry. Now Chivalry is 12 power, but I don't want that right now. Instead, I want to try and get Hover Jets, which is base 12, agility 8. So she has parry and Hover Jets now. Then we're going to make sure she has second attack, but we should try and make sure she gets Wind Strike. Yeah, she definitely will not get Wind Strike. We're going to give her, make sure she learns Chivalry now. So she gets parry and Hover Jets. Next one she's going to learn is Chivalry. Let's go move forward, and we'll move back, and we'll face east. So that's Zakov's attack. We'll have less accuracy. Okay, let's go ahead and use Cooling. Actually, let's move Malia forward a bit. We're going to use Cooling Mist. Go, and we're going to go ahead and use Pouring Rain on both Sidira and Reyna. Reyna took a lot of damage on a Cunning Wheel. Okay, weapon to Searing Flame to Sidira. Sorry about the lag, I don't know what happened there. Let's go ahead and use Melting Flare on this Imperial so that Sidira might be able to one-shot it. I really doubt it, she's not strong enough yet, but might be able to. Ah, fantastic. Okay, so I like when these Imperials, the bodyguard, the ones in the Ian Logger, come forward because they give lots of experience. So let's go ahead and strong thrust. There we go, 196. Now I think they have an Earthstone, right? So they should be able to use Quicksand. Okay, we can go ahead and Wind Strike away. Bastion, go ahead, Cooling Mist. And again, we will put Agility, we'll put Pouring Rain on Sidira. And we'll put Pouring Rain also. Actually, let's check. Sidira's FP is still 30. Okay, so we'll use Cooling Mist and then Pouring Rain on Reyna. We're going to follow this general pattern for the rest of the battle. Making sure that Sidira herself actually gets as much experience as possible. So let's see. We're going to do tons of damage with this one. We're going to wipe it out in the next turn for Sidira. So go ahead and end their turn here. Okay, hopefully she dodges this. Good. That's very good. Okay, Barlow can go ahead and just do a strong slash. Andrew shouldn't do anything. I've said like this. Reyna, go ahead with Searing Flame once again on Sidira. We'll probably have to move. No, we're gonna have to move Reyna back a little bit. Her being next to Zakov is pretty dangerous. Well, within range of Zakov's attack is very dangerous. Use Cooling Mist. And Pouring Rain on, I would say Sidira again. Alright, and we don't need to use Malia now, so let's just end her turn and continue on. Sidira is going to make that kill on Imperial 4. D9, Strong Thrust should be fine. Good, actually hit, excellent. A2, fantastic. Alright, so she has parry and hover jets. We want to get chivalry, so we'll give it all to power. There we go. Now with chivalry, we will do more damage with front attacks. In actuality, it literally is attack from the back damage from the front. So front is going to get is going to be 120% damage rather than the normal 100%. Okay, so we'll use Wind Strike on Imperial 5 and we'll end our turn. Please dodge. Excellent. Glad to see that it worked. Okay, the good thing is Zakov is not moving and trying to do strong slash on me. Okay, from here we can go ahead and strong thrust. We got hit, but that's okay. Okay, we need to go ahead and use Cooling Mist. Sidira definitely needs it. And we're going to put Pouring Rain on her again. This time with Malia, we're going to use Cooling Mist. The point of this is to drive Sidira's FP back down to as close to 0 as possible. Yeah, so she's at 50. And we'll use Pouring Rain on Reyna. Go ahead and end our turn. Reyna can go ahead and just do, I would say a fireball, but let's not. Let's just have her move. And back. There we go. Barlow can go ahead. If he sits here, Zakov will probably attack him, so let's not do that. Let's just have him do normal attacks just to get a little experience. So for Andrew, let's move him. There we go. Okay, so we'll hit Imperial 3. Like I said, we're doing, as you can see, we're doing more damage, right? There we go. And she leveled up again. Now, here we go. We're kind of at a junction point where we can stop learning Dormant attacks, but we're not going to. We're going to learn them. So we have Parry, Chivalry, Heiferjets. We're going to need second attacks, which is base 16. And our agility is perfectly fine for the remaining Dormant skills we need. So we just need to increase base up to 18, so 2 more level ups, and she'll have all her Dormant skills. From there, we'll work on getting her Turbulence and Wind Strike. Let's go ahead and put Cooling Mist down again. And we'll use Pouring Rain. Okay, let's end our turn. And no one else needs FP drop, right? No. Okay, so looks like we're all good. And here, attacking Reyna. Alright. Okay, so he's finally moving, which is unfortunate, by the way. It's actually really dangerous when he starts moving, because his Strong Slash is really powerful. And it's an unblockable attack, too. If you have Reflect Attack or Parry, you can dodge it. But without those, you're probably going to get hit. Okay, let's go ahead and end here. Now, since Zakov moved, we're going to move behind Sidira and give her Roaring Wind. Okay, we don't really have a reason to give Searing Flame to anyone. Let's go ahead and choose Melting Flare on Zakov. There we go. End our turn. And Sidira is going to go ahead and Strong Slash on Imperial 3 and miss. This is why it's so, like, unreliable. Attack from the front. And you can see that it doesn't even have Reflect Attack or Parry. So the fact that it managed to miss means that just the accuracy wasn't enough to actually hit it. Okay, so FP shouldn't be high enough, yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and use Pouring Rain on Reyna and then Sidira again. Sidira is just about maxed out. One more level up and she'll get her remaining Dormant skills. Then from there, we're going to go and get Wind Strike. Hopefully we can get it by the end of this mission. It's really good when you have second attack. In our turn, Barlow's going to go ahead and do Strong Slash here on Imperial 7. Get a bit of experience from Mass Menace. Do a dodge? Nope. Definitely. Yeah, it's just really... 20% is not enough in this route. Okay, nobody should need an FP reduction, right? Yeah, so everybody's good so far. Let's just Pouring Rain on Sidira and Reyna again. They're the ones who are at risk of dying. And actually, we can do it on Andrew also. So we'll give it to all three. Alright, Andrew, Wind Strike. No, we're giving everything to Sidira for this mission. So let's just go ahead and Roaring Wind on Sidira. Now, Zakov does run away if his HP gets below 50%, so we have to keep that one in mind. And let's go ahead and reduce this guy's avoid. There we go, so Sidira can actually hit him and wipe him out in one go. There we go. Okay, so we could take down Imperial 1, but Zakov. I think we should just take... No, let's get rid of Zakov first. He's immensely powerful right now. We'll try and get... I was going to say we can try and get Reyna besides Sidira for Searing Flame, but that doesn't look like an option. Can I force my way through anywhere? Probably not. So we're going to sit here with Reyna. and try and make a path away. The reason why we can't get to Sidira is because of the enemy's Mass Menace Dormant skill. It prevents us from moving past spaces in front. So Zakov has Mass Menace. Well, no, sorry. Someone here has Mass Menace. Imperial 2 has Mass Menace. So because of that, we can't move past Andrew to this position. So if we can get Imperial 2 out of the way somehow, then we probably could. Okay, so we also can't give her Pouring Rain. That's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and just reduce Zakov's hit percentage. This is the ATAC from my previous battle. The ATAC that defeated me. Are you ready to be defeated again? You do not realize the suffering you caused me when I returned to the capital. I was verbally abused by Prince Duyere and physically abused by Faulkner. It was utter humiliation. And you deserved every moment of it, you imperial dog. No one deserves a tongue lashing from Prince Duyere. No one. Okay. Let's give Andrew Pouring Rain. Defense is so low, he can be one-shot by Zakov so easily. Okay, let's do Wind Strike on... First off, actually, 112 is 50%, so if we go to 111 or below, Zakov runs for it. So let's attack him and see if we can manage to get his FP to 100%. Or 100. And we'll give Roaring Wind to Sidira. Okay, let's move closer. This is a dangerous maneuver, by the way. If Zakov decides that he wants to attack Reyna, then we don't have any way to prevent it. So let's drive his FP up to 74, which means he's going to skip his next turn. Pouring Rain on... I would say Reyna at this point. Sidira is pretty safe right now. It's Reyna who's in trouble. Okay, so let's see. We have Long Thrust. It would hit Zakov and freeze him. There we go. And we're good. Alright, so Barlow has a Firestone, but we have Imperial 2 in the way. Let's try and get Barlow closer to Sidira, so at least she has some kind of chance of one-shotting Zakov. Otherwise, being able to hit him for as much damage as possible will get her more experience than just not trying for that. Alright, so he needs Mass Menace, and in order to get Mass Menace, he's going to need, what was it again? 12 base, so he's almost there, and 12 defense, so he has enough defense. He's almost at Mass Menace. Go and go ahead and move Andrew. Well, I was gonna say we can attack Zakov from behind, but that doesn't appear to be an option. Let's go ahead and hit, I would say Imperial 5, but it's not an option either. All right, forget that. We're just gonna use Tornado on Zakov. We're gonna weaken his attack. We're gonna Roaring Wind on Sidira again. And I don't want to attack Zakov until he gets well, I don't want to try and force Zakov to retreat until she gets her Searing boost, or Searing Flame weapon boost. Yeah, that's too much damage. That's way too much damage. Is there a weaker attack that she has? Okay, 119. 108. So her weaker attack is Tornado. We'll do this. And yeah, I think if she attacks him once more with Searing Flame, she'll get a ton of experience for that. So I'll move her next to Andrew. Nice. Actually dodged. Okay, so we move here, we can use Cooling Mist on Sidira. Then we'll double check FP. And always FP is actually high, so instead we'll use, instead we will go and use Pouring Rain on Sidira. Okay, and then one more pouring rain on Reyna. And here, we'll use Andrew this time. And attack Imperial 1. So we will be able to defeat Zach. Well, not defeat him. He's gonna be forced to run away. There's no way we're gonna be able to beat him in one go. But we can attack from the back, and if we, I guess, how should I put it? Maybe attack from the back will be enough to wipe him out with Sidira, but since she doesn't have Wind Strike or even a Spiral Dive, it's probably not going to happen. So we're going to hit Imperial 2, get extra experience. And 74, which is okay. It's okay. Let's see. If we use Melting Flare on Zakov, that drives it to 109 HP, which means it's not viable. So let's go and see. What do we have? Who's next? So Andrew, Malia, Bastion. Zakov is going to be unfrozen, and then Sidira comes afterwards. So there's nothing we can do. We can't use Melting Flare on him. Actually, we could probably use Melting Flare once he is unfrozen, because he'll probably defend it. And we'll use it Roaring Wind on Reyna, so her Melting Flare will actually hit. Let's end here. Malia, Bastion, and yeah, we're good. Can't defend that. Hopefully dodge it. Good. Okay, Barlow, he needs to move up. He needs to use Searing Flame on Sidira. And that is it. Okay, Reyna, let's see. Will Melting Flare. Oh, just slightly under. 112 would prevent Zakov from escaping, and we are at 111. So looks like Melting Flare will not work. That is very unfortunate. So let's just use Searing Flame on Bastion just to do something. And a turn. Andrew can go ahead with nothing else. Actually, Wind Slash. Wind Strike on Imperial 1. And then Sidira can go ahead with Strong Thrust. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Okay, she leveled up. Now, wait, what's she need again? She needs second attack. So here's second attack right here. 16 base, 10 agility. 2 more gets her rapid motion and rapid motion. So she now has all her dormant. Sidira now has all her dormant abilities. That is the best thing about this mission. You can get all her dormant abilities in one go. Now we just literally need to put everything towards Dex to get Wind Strike, and then if we give her a Dex ring after the next mission, we will be able to get Spiral Dive immediately. I am getting so frustrated, but I must calm down and realize that there are more important tasks ahead of me, and Maddock must have all the data he requires by now. This retreat does not mean anything, Sidira, except that will return to kill you later. Alright, so he's gone. Now we just need to wipe everybody else out with Sidira, and we can get closer and closer towards Wind Strike and Spiral Dive. So this is going to be a few more minutes. And then we'll be heading into the next mission. And here, Samilia does nothing, so we can raise her morale. Please dodge. That's so sad. Please dodge. No, that's even sadder. Alright, let's move Andrew far away. We're gonna try and get him next to Sidira so she can get a dex boost. And let's go ahead and use Tornado. There we go. Bastion. Let's move him. Actually, doesn't really need to move. He's not gonna die. Reyna, on the other hand, needs to run for it. And we'll face away from Sidira, and we'll use Searing Flame on her. Okay, Malia can do nothing, Barlow can do nothing, and Sidira, let's move in front of Imperial 7. Let us go ahead and use Strong Thrust. We're going to Wind Strike very soon. As you can see, we have Turbulence. Isn't that beautiful? We're not going to use Turbulence, though, because we get less experience for weak attacks. And our turn, Andrew can move here, increase our accuracy. Malia does nothing. Imperial 1 appears to do nothing either, so... Our turn, Barlow, end your turn. Lots of ending turns right now. Okay, Sidira is going to do her Strong Thrust. And miss, unfortunately. So, because she's missing, let's see if we can move Andrew to a position where he can increase her dexterity. So he can't get close to her yet, so we need to get Barlow out of the way. Okay, Barlow's now out of the way. We can actually, let's use Searing Flame on Sidira first, and then move Barlow out of the way. We'll also make sure that he goes beside Reyna so that she can't be killed. And here we go, Roaring Wind on Sidira. Now she won't miss this time with, what was it, 90%? Was it 80%? It was still pretty high and she still missed. And a turn, Sidira can go ahead Strong Thrust now. There, said 90%, so it's almost a guaranteed hit. How close is she to leveling up? Okay, she's pretty close. Go ahead and take down the Ian Logger now. By doing that. And we'll again put Andrew beside Sidira. Keep her dex up the whole time. And actually we'll move, let's see, Reyna beside Sidira to keep her weapon power up the whole time too. Excellent. We can do one more Strong Slash. The beauty of second attack is very apparent. I really just have one complaint with Sidira, and that is Spiral Dive. Spiral Dive consumes 55 AP, which means that you can't use it twice, which is very unfortunate. It's a very good attack, but the fact that you can only launch it once isn't great. And plus the FP cost for it is extremely high. You can easily freeze yourself using it. That's why I prefer the double Wind Strike maneuver. Okay, let's end our turn. Malia's going to do nothing again. Bastion's going to do nothing. Andrew can go ahead and go behind the Imperial. Just to increase Sidira's accuracy when she attacks. Yeah, so she's not going to level up anymore in this battle. So let's just hide Reyna. And we'll block off the Imperial. Actually, let's see if Sidira goes first. If she goes first, then it's good for her to just go in front. Okay, she's not going to go first. Comes after. Oh, okay. Well, let's put Malia right there. Carlos can do nothing. Andrew can go up here. So he gets 40 AP usage. So he can go back to behind the Imperial. There we go. Alright, so let's go ahead, Strong Thrust, get our last bit of experience from here. There we go. What kind of ATAC was that? You had obviously seen that ATAC before, Sidira. What was his name, and why did it anger you so? It is a Sharking, and was built by the Empire's sadistic engineer to kill the pilots of enemy ATACs. I can't believe that Faulkner and Maddock have unleashed it. Sidira. Don't look at me like that, Bastion. Look at you, how, Sidira? As though I'm somehow affiliated with that ATAC because I'm a child of the Empire. I don't think that at all, Sidira. It's obvious to all of us that you're extremely upset by its existence. But that raises a more important question, Bastion. What's that, Reyna? Why was the sharking out here in the first place? And why in this part of the Empire? Why was the sharking in this part of the Empire? It's suspicious, to say the least. I have a plan. Because we didn't encounter anyone in our travels to the north, let's head south instead. And make lots of random movements as we go. Isn't that exactly what you were doing before we found Zakov? Yes, and I think I've become fairly skilled at it. Are we ready to go? I suppose so. As ready as I'll ever be. Do I detect a hint of sarcasm in your voice, Bastion? There's a small town directly ahead of us, Bastion, and it's filled with an assortment of unhappy ATACs. You're right, my scanners show several battles underway. Let's see if we can determine who's fighting and why. Alright, so we literally almost maxed out Sadira. Isn't that crazy? In one mission, you can nearly max her out. That is really nuts. Oh, and look at that, we can get the shop. So let's go ahead and check status first. And as you can see, Sadira has all of her dormant skills in one mission. Super fantastic. The only thing we'll have to do is literally boost her dex up to 20, and then we get Wind Strike and Spiral Dive right away. From there, Malia just needs level up once more. We can even give her a dex ring so that she gets Blizzard Break right away. As for Andrew, he just needs to switch out. He just needs to equip Jade and he'll get Somersault. Barlow, at this point, we're going to keep Jasper on him. Actually, so the problem with Barlow, there's no fixed build for him, so it's hard to decide. It's really up to you. But I think the weapon boost that he can give with Searing Flame is far useful. So we might just end up making him learn Flare Bomb, as well as just learning Flare Bomb, right? Be very helpful. As for Reyna, she's going to get Lapis Lazuli. Just as soon as we buy the Lapis Lazuli from the store here, she's going to get Lapis Lazuli right away. We can switch it out. And Bastion, he's going to learn Tidal Wave in this mission, so don't fret. Tidal Wave is incoming. Okay, let's go ahead and save. If we mess up our purchasing order, then, well, it's better to reload, right? Okay, so here we go. Okay, so purchasing order always has to be Sealing Stone, then your weapon and your amulet, unless you can buy an amulet that will give you a skill you want. So, Lapis Lazuli for Reyna, Jade for Andrew, and then that's really it. We need to give a dex ring to Sadira, and I would say Malia, maybe. Let's go ahead and buy their weapons first. So Randar for Andrew's gonna get stronger, but I don't really care. Let's go with Durandar for Reyna. We're gonna avoid purchasing anything for Barlow right now. And then we can buy a dex ring for Malia, dex ring for Sadira. And then let's go and see what we can equip now and see what we unlock. So, equip. Okay, so Reyna's gonna have equipped the Durandar. As well, she's gonna have the Lapis Lazuli now, which gives her that skill, Reyna's trick. There we go. Reyna is now fully maxed out. Okay, let's go ahead with Andrew now. He has oh, I didn't buy his weapon. We're gonna give him Jade. There we go. You can keep Dex Ring, and he should have Somersault now. There we go. Andrew is now, actually, I don't think he's maxed out yet. So he's actually really close. We just need to level him up once more and he'll get his last 2 dormant skills, but he's literally there already. Malia, I want to give her the Dex Ring. Now she has Blizzard Break, and then Sadira also a Dex Ring. So let's take a look. Not her, I mean not him. So Malia now has Blizzard Break because we gave her a Dex Ring. Really, that's it. She's done. Malia is complete. We have all the skills for Sadira. We have all the supports, and as for attack, she's actually really close. So Sadira is just going to need, let's see, she has second attack, and she needs rapid motion. She needs to level up Wait, she has rapid motion. No. Okay. Let me get my head on straight here. She's going to need 4 more points to get to Spiral Dive. And in that process, we'll get Wind Strike in the process. So she's just about ready to go. And looks like we are fully, almost very, very close to having every character maxed out, which we should get by the end of this mission. Okay, let me do one shop one more time. Let's go ahead and we have one more thing to get. So, wrong one. Okay, so this is oh, by the way, this is the last store that you can purchase from here on. There's no more stores after. So spend all your cash here. And since we're going to do that, we're actually going to sell all our items that we don't have anymore, that we don't use. So, rid of everything. Stones too. Who has barrel equipped? It must be one of the ATACs who's not being used. Okay, so Lapis Lazuli and Jade got weapons done. So Thieves Ring is not good, same as armor. And then Rainbow Gem. I never found a use for them. Holy Headband is equipped, and so is Dex. Alright. So we have 8,600. We can get a Jade for Barlow, so, or we can get a Kunzite for him, one or the other. And let me do one more check on Barlow. He's literally the last person you want to make sure you purchase for, because there's going to be no more from this point, no more shops. So we can get him to Randar. We can get him Kunzite. As for Holy Headband, we don't need Holy Headband for him anymore. It might just be better for him to get a power type amulet. So let's boost his power. But first, did I buy Widowmaker for Andrew? No, I didn't. Okay, so we're gonna do that first, and we're gonna give Kunzite to Barlow, and we're also gonna buy him a Durandar. Let's not worry about giving him a power tiara. Alright, so Barlow's gonna get a Durandar. There we go. This is the build up we're gonna go with. Okay, so let's equip Andrew with his Widowmaker. There we go. Barlow's gonna have a Durandar, as well as Kunzite. There we go, as well as Holy Headband. Alright, so everybody's pretty much set now. Bastion. Yeah, so he has Blazing Phoenix. And he can't heal, so it's like a one-time deal. So you use it, you risk basically Barlow being killed. So be careful with Blazing Phoenix. Okay, so he just needs to get Flare Bomb. And then he's basically good. He's good. He just needs 2 more Dormant skills. And Sadier just needs to level 1 more time. Okay, our build is set. Let's go ahead and save in a different slot. Because even though you make a build you want, you might end up failing later on, right? Let's avoid not having to restart over. Okay, so we're going to go to interview now. Okay, so as I said, Malia and Reyna are really easy to make fall in love with you. So let's talk to Sadira. Is your friend Malia somewhat shy, Bastion? I've noticed that she rarely speaks to me. Bastion, this might sound rude, but I think Sadira is starting to rely on you too much. I've been having strange dreams, Bastion. Dreams of darkness and of tremendous sorrow. Alright, we're done with interview. Let's go ahead into briefing. Okay, so you might recognize this from, actually, from both the Empire and the Kingdom Road, I believe. What do you make of this situation, Andrew? Well, the Kingdom Army is managing to hold the Imperial troops at bay, but they're fairly outnumbered. Unless they have reinforcements on the way, they're going to lose. We are the reinforcements, Andrew. Let's hurry. They're putting up an amazing fight. More Imperials? We are from the Kingdom Army, sir. Are the townspeople all right? You hail from the kingdom, do you? Well met, friends. The townspeople are safe, but these Imperials are overpowering us with their superior numbers. Not anymore, sir. We're going to join the fight. Didira, you're probably going to sit out this battle, aren't you? Actually, I was hoping to fight. I'm so angry at what's happening that I feel an incredible urge to hit something very hard. Let's go. Alright, so like I said, Andrew, Sadira are the only ones who need to really level up. And then we just need to focus on Bastion, getting Tidal Wave. So we are going to be ambushed later on in a few turns by Zakov from this position here. So let's position ourselves properly. We're going to move Andrew to that position. And we're going to also put Bastion there too. We're going to have him do a little bit of attacks here and now. But also make sure that nobody gets killed with Cooling Mist and Pouring Rain. Okay. We're going to head here. Barlow can go ahead and just chase and attack the Imperials who are attacking the Kingdom soldiers right now. The good thing about this is the Imperials aren't going to assist Zakov when he appears, so we don't have to worry about them coming up from our behind. And shockingly, even though the Kingdom army is less than the Imperial army that you see on the screen, they managed to hold their own. I've never seen them once be defeated, even though apparently they were at risk of being defeated. So they're very strong. Right, so we're very close to maxing everybody else. We're very close to maxing out everybody at this point. This mission should get us a completion for each character. The only thing left is Barlow. Basically, I just need him to make kills and get Flare Bomb, and that's it. Okay, so after this, we should start seeing Zakov appear with his groupies. Okay, I'll put Sadira right here next to Bastion so he can constantly make sure her FP doesn't get too high. Actually, let's put Malia right near Bastion. We'll have Andrew sit here, and we'll have Reyna behind Sadira so she can do a weapon. Actually, she doesn't have a Fire Seal stone anymore, so she's going to basically be helping out with attacks and cooling down allies. Here we go. What? Why are they here? How could they have fought my troops and I so quickly? And why have they made it their duty to screw everything up? I have run out of patience. It's the Sharking. Zakov. You again. Alright, so the thing about Zakov this time, unlike in the previous mission where he ran off at 50% HP, he won't do that this time, so you can safely annihilate him. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use Ice Shards, and we're going to hit Imperial 9. We want Sadira to basically be doing Strong Thrust the whole time from the front, and because she has double attack, she basically can attack twice. Well, she has second attack, so she can attack twice in one turn. Extremely useful, especially when she doesn't move. Because if she doesn't move and she attacks, she'll be able to do 2 strong thrusts in one go. Okay, it looks like everybody wants to kill Andrew. Makes sense with his personality. Okay, so here we go. How's Andrew's FP? So it's at 60. So we're going to use Cooling Mist to make sure he doesn't die. And by die, I mean get frozen and then basically get wiped out from that point. Okay, let's go ahead and give Andrew Pouring Rain to increase his agility. He is surrounded, and he's surrounded by Dontariuses, which means they have high agility. But they shouldn't be super difficult to deal with, though. Like, there we go, Somersault. Go 108 experience, so one more level up, and he's gonna be maxed out. Okay, Barlow. Unfortunately, I can only attack from like the back and sides because the Imperials here are going to focus strictly on the Kingdom forces. So Barlow is literally a ghost to them, and no one's going to touch him. Okay, we lost one Imperial experience bag. Okay, Malia, she already has Blizzard Break, so I'm not going to touch her at all. FP looks... FP's fine. Let's just go ahead and choose Cooling Mist for Andrew. He's still surrounded. That's one reason why. Okay, Ender. Pouring Rain on Sidira. When Zakov starts attacking, then Sidira could be easily wiped out. Probably not, but probably will. So we're going to move Reina forward. She's not going to do anything too crazy. She's just going to help drive up FP and make sure that... And just basically make sure that Andrew doesn't get overwhelmed here. So, level 16. We're going to keep hitting Imperial 8. There we go. Here we go. Andrew is now maxed out. Give him all the stat points. He has 18, which means he's going to have second attack, rapid motion. There it is. Second attack and rapid motion. Slot 3 and 5. Now he's fully maxed. So, now we just need to max out Sidira with her Spiral Dive. And then Barlow can just take the enemy's Imperials as much as he can from below us, while Bastion goes ahead and takes down Zakov here. Just want to make sure of something. So she's going to need 20 dexterity, right? Yeah, 20 dexterity to get Spiral Dive. But she's pretty close. She might need to actually hit Zakov. Oh, Bastion. He's actually really close. If we give 3 more points to base, like he levels up just once more, he'll have Tidal Wave. So let's attack from the front, and hopefully our attack doesn't miss. Why are you and your friends always interfering with me? Have I offended you somehow? If so, I apologize. Now go away and leave me alone. We interfere with you because you're always committing evil acts, Zakov. Perhaps we would stop harassing you if you change your ways. I will never change. What I do will make me the most powerful man in the continent. Dang it. Okay, so that's the problem, right? Attacking from the front, which is what I say I hate doing. That's the entire reason. Alright, so let's attack. Let's go ahead and take Imperial 10. There we go, attack, and then attack one more time. Look at that. Insanely powerful. That's why you want to get second attack as quick as possible, but not before you have a strong attack you can actually use. Alright, so we need to increase Dex. Put it all towards Dex, and we should have Wind Strike. Fantastic. One more level up, and Sidira is maxed out. Let's end here. And now that Andrew's maxed, we're just going to run away with him, and really that's it. Sidira is going to take the kills. Bastion is going to attack Zakov, and yeah. We're very close. We're very close. We are very nearly maxing out everybody, as the title says. Okay, Andrew, we need him to... Actually, we'll have him sit beside Zakov, and then we will use Tornado. We'll weaken Zakov. There we go. Hopefully they don't chase Andrew. Okay, Barlow is clearly safe, so let's go ahead and just keep using Fireball. Is there anyone here who can be one-shotted? 38 and 74. Okay, let's just keep using Fireball. And he needs to get Flare Bomb. Okay, so Sidira is very close. Who can she attack? Actually, let's put her right here, right in the middle of everything. Attack down Terius. Yeah, so if she defeats these 3 enemies, she should be able to... Okay, they're not going to chase her. Not going to attack her. Very unfortunate. But she should be able to level up. Okay, let's see if this hits this time. I want to watch it, because I like actually seeing Zakov get smacked. Nope. Okay, it looks like we can't hit each other. We're going to have to use a range 2 attack. That's pretty bad. Okay, let's just go ahead and use Avoid 2 on Dontarius. There we go. Well, I should actually use their attack names, right? I think it's Mirage Mist. Or no, sorry, Ice Mist. Alright, let's give... We can't do anything. Oh, it was Ice Storm, okay. So, yeah, like I said, we have Reyna's Trick, but we're not going to use it yet. I know it's really cool to have, but we got characters to level up still. Oh, look at that. The Inlogger is almost dead. So we're going to try and snipe it from the Kingdom Army. Hopefully don't take it before I do. Okay, Andrew. Can we do Tornado on Zakov? Yes, we can. Can we do Somersault on him? Yes, we can. He's going to get a lot of experience. Do I want him to get hit? Probably not. We're focusing on Bastion right now. So instead, let's hit down Terius, weaken it a little bit so Sadira can take the attack. Again, hit Zakov with Tornado, weaken that guy. And then nobody wants to attack Sadira, so Sadira cannot counterattack. Okay, Andrew needs to run for his life. Alright, so we're not going to attack from the front this time. We're going to hit from the side because Zakov's Reflect attack keeps activating, which is very frustrating. There we go. Here we are. Alright, so Bastion literally just needs to get... He needs his power to be 18. So currently he has 15, so there's 18 to power. And all the stats that you see are at 18 already. And Dex needs to be at 20. So with this, we have Tidal Wave. And then we need to get second attack for him. There it is. Look at that beauty. Amazing. Second attack. Once we get that, we'll be able to basically spam Tidal Wave and basically turn into a monster on the battlefield. Alright, let's go ahead and take down one of the Imperials. Who can I... Imperial 8. We'll hit Imperial 8 and wipe it out. The Wind Strike, of course. Will it hit? It hits. Excellent. Okay, let's see. She's almost at the point of leveling up. Which is good. Go ahead with another Wind Strike. Excellent. Okay, let's go in front of Zakov. And we'll use Pouring Rain on Andrew. We're going to leave Andrew where he is, by the way. He's at risk of dying, but as long as he has Pouring Rain on himself, he should be fine. Maybe. We'll go behind. Oh, this is new. I've never seen an Imperial attack Barlow every time I've ever done this mission. So, very nice. Okay, so we're going to take down Imperial 1 with a Fireball and get that experience. 442. Excellent. Okay, so it's going to be a couple, like, give me a second, because I don't actually know the correct stat allocations for Fireball or Flare Bomb, so I need to double check my charts here. Alright, so Fireball requires, let's see, where are you? Sorry, Flare Bomb requires 10 base and 20 power, 15 weapon. Alright, that doesn't seem too difficult. So 10 base, 15 power, or 20 power. So we just basically need to give it all to power. And then weapon eventually. So we'll give him power. And he has Melting Flare now, so that's a benefit, I guess. We'll leave Barlow right here. As for Reyna, we're going to move Reyna beside Zakov. Actually, no. Let's put her back here. And we're going to go ahead with Ice Shards on Zakov. Maybe not. Let's hit Imperial 9. Okay, hopefully Imperial 7. Okay, I was going to say hopefully Imperial 7 actually hits Sadira so she can counterattack, but that's not going to happen. Hey, Thompson is really powerful, by the way. So we need to try and get some kills before the Kingdom Army takes the rest of Imperials down. Okay, let's go ahead with Tornado again. Another one. Malia can go ahead and just go ahead and use Cooling Mist. Okay, and from here, we should use Pouring Rain on Andrew. For basically the same reasons that I keep saying. He can die. That's really as simple as it can get. Okay, we could use Tidal Wave. As you can see, it's really strong. How much damage does that do? Almost 60 damage. Really crazy. But we need Sadira to make the kill. So Sadira's gonna be next. We can freeze him though, so that's potentially good. Let's go ahead and use Ice Storm. Very nice. And we'll use Cooling Mist also. Excellent. Sadira, go forward. She's going to go ahead and use Double Wind Strike. Actually, wait. She can take down Imperial 9 right away. Let's go and do this. Let me check her experience first. 2076. Okay, let's go ahead and take down Imperial 9 first. There we go. 98. Excellent. That's good. That's really good. Double Tornado. We can probably freeze Zakov. There we go. He's frozen now. Excellent. Go and use Cooling Mist one more time. Excellent. And let's go ahead and use a Void. We will use Ice Storm on this Imperial here. We're not at risk of getting back attacked because Zakov is frozen. Now, we don't want to attack the Bastion. We want Sadira to get this kill. Yeah, she'll get more experience and she'll end up getting Spiral Dive. What we can do though is just... Whoa, that's huge amount of damage. We can weaken Zakov. Actually, let's not do it. We'll let Sadira attack twice so she gets more experience that way. End our turn. Okay, end our turn. Barlow is going to go ahead and do Fireball. I would say I would attack this guy, but it'll probably be easier to take down this Imperial right here. Okay, Sadira's going to go ahead with Double Wind Strike. I wish we didn't have to be enemies, Zakov. Let's go. You talk too much trash for a little girl. And you will not defeat me again. Oh, yes, I will. It seems as if you are in no position to mock me now, little one. I won't forgive you for your crime, Zakov. You will be punished. You are just a little girl who does not realize the foolishness of her actions, but I will teach you. Alright, here we go. Let's watch Sadira take down Zakov. Bang. Not again. I would have gotten away with it too, if not for these kids. It will be difficult to impress Madoc and Faulkner if I continue to lose. There we go. Here we go. We're done. Sadira is now maxed out. So, she has 19, 20. Spiral Dive is now available to her. And just to verify, he has 18 base and 12 agility. Excellent. So from here on out, the final, very final mission, although easy once you get past a few turns, is stupidly difficult until that point. So we are instead going to raise her. Let's increase her base, power, and dexterity, and avoid agility because it's impossible. It's very hard to dodge the enemies in the final mission. So we're going to focus now on base, power, and dex with Sadira. Just gradually build up her strength. And we lost one of the Imperials. That's very unfortunate. Now Imperial 7 here does not actually, who's left, right? Nobody else needs to be powered up except Bastion. He just needs second attack, right? Yeah, he just needs second attack, and that's just one more level up. Barlow here, on the other hand, needs Flare Bomb, which he should be able to get just by leveling up normally, probably in the next mission. Alright, let's go ahead and just do normal Tornado. Bastion can go ahead and make this it's a 3-level difference. It's not overly, he's not gonna get a ton of experience for this, by the way, but oh, I forgot to show you Tidal Wave. Dude, I'll show you eventually. All right, let's move Barlow. Let's move everybody near Barlow. Actually, we'll leave Malia here. We'll just we'll just Malia here. We'll block off this Ian Logger so it can't run away from us. And theoretically, it'll kill Thompson, but probably won't. By the time we'll probably defeat it before it gets a chance to do that. Let's leave Malia alone. Bastion can go ahead and you could probably wipe out this Ian Logger right here, right? Very close. It is a really huge difference, so let's not do that. Barlow can go right here. Fireball. Okay, so this Ian Logger's completely surrounded. So instead of attacking it, we're gonna have what's his name? We're gonna have Thompson attack the Ian Logger until it's weak enough for Barlow to make the final strike. It should happen like within like a minute, so that's good. Let's end our turn here. Malia does nothing. Kingdoms are going to do absolutely nothing too. Right, I can go ahead and do Pouring Rain. Okay, Thompson, make the attack and weaken it a bit further. There we go. The last one we just, so Bastion just needs second attack. He's complete. Zadira's complete. Rain's complete. Andrew's complete. Malia's complete. Barlow just needs Flare Bomb and he's all good and done. Let's move. It's actually faster than using Roaring Dex or Roaring Wind. Oh, thank you so much. I was hoping he wouldn't attack Thompson. If he did, then Thompson would probably kill him. And because his back is facing Barlow, we are going to get less experience, but we're going to be able to one-shot. There we go. All right. Now we are basically, So power, he has 17 now. Let's double check this. Yeah, so Fireball is... No, Flare Bomb is 10 base, 20 power, so we're just about there. So 10 base, 20 power, and then 15 weapon power. So he's going to have to level up quite a bit. We're very close though, so that's a good thing. The town is safe. It is wonderful to see your highness. All these years I have believed you to be dead, but you live and breathe. Could there be a more joyous moment in the history of the kingdom? We are now assured of winning the war. I wish that were true, Thompson, but I have saved the bad news for last. The Ultra Gunner is in possession of the Empire. This is bad news indeed. Although the Emperor cannot use it against us, only His Highness has the gift. That's not quite the word I would use to describe my ability. What will you do now, Thompson? We obviously cannot stay here, as the Empire will return to attack again. My only choice is to evacuate the town and escort the citizens to the relative safety of Araba Castle. Evacuation is the right choice, but how are you going to handle such a large group of people? I'm not entirely certain, but we must find a way, and quickly. It will only prove successful if we assist you in escorting the citizens to safety. I believe we are all in agreement that helping you do that is the right thing to do. Of course we'll help you, Bastion. Thank you, Your Highness. I'm not doing this out of obligation to the kingdom, Thompson. I'm doing it because I want to help. I shall begin the evacuation at once. Are we ready, Thompson? We are, Your Highness. We need to stop for a few moments, Your Highness. One of the children is unaccounted for. It's probably just the overreaction of an overexcited parent. I hope the reaction to the Imperial ATACs coming our way isn't quite as frantic. Oh no. Alright, so wow, look at that. We are basically at the point where every character is so close to being maxed out. So to reiterate, right? Reyna, Andrew, Malia, and Sadira are basically fully maxed in terms of they got all their attacks, their support skills, and all their dormant abilities. And we just need Barlow to get Flare Bomb, and then he's basically good. Why doesn't he have... He should have Mass Menace. 12 power, 12 defense. What the heck? Hold on a second. What's going on here? He should have it. Oh, 12 base. Okay, so he needs 12 base. He already has enough defense, so he needs to increase his base by 2 more points. Let's see, by 1 more point. And he'll have his Mass Menace back. After that, it's 10 base, 20 power, 15 weapon. So, yeah, he needs to level 2 more times to max himself out. Fantastic. That can actually happen in this mission. As for Bastion, we just need him to increase his base every single time, and then we'll get our second attack. Oh, we're good. We're good. Just about. Very nearly, as the title said. We very nearly max everyone here. Let's end our... Well, let's save our game first. And we'll go save in the middle slot. Excellente. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's do interview now. Okay, Reyna and Malia still are in love with us. Let's talk to Sadira. I've never been in so many fights. Why do you think everyone keeps attacking us? I wonder. Have you noticed that Sadira seems to summon conflict here as moths are summoned to flames? Okay, Reyna's turn. I can see that you're also burdened with sorrow, Bastion. I wish I could take away the pain you feel. Right, so Sadira is the cause of all our problems, which is, I don't know, just, she's weird. Alright, so we're going to do briefing and see what's happening in this mission. General Thompson, protect the townspeople while we engage the enemy. Yes, Your Highness. Take care of yourself. I will. Are these Imperials again? Please don't tell me it's Zakov. So this is the Kingdom Army. I don't expect a difficult fight. This will be a glorious triumph for the Empire, and yet another disgrace for the Kingdom. Brother. The Sylphid? Is that you, Sadira? What are you doing here, and what are you doing in the company of the Kingdom Army? I ran away from home. Excuse me? I ran away from home so I could do whatever I wanted with whomever I wanted. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable how selfish you are. I'm never going to be the Empress, brother, so it really doesn't matter how I act, does it? You've been like this forever, Sadira. You always think only of yourself. It's not fair. I'm sensing issues. I'm sensing ridiculousness. I'm sensing sibling rivalry. Your Highness, don't you think you're being a little unreasonable? Shut up. You don't understand what it's like to grow up with a spoiled little brat for a sister. Sadira, I demand that you return to the Empire and take control. I would like to be selfish for a while. Sorry, Duyere, but as the eldest son, you're stuck with responsibility. What a pity. Oh, sure, go ahead and laugh. Sadira, shouldn't you have tried to calm down your brother instead of riling him up? I was trying to be nice. I promise. I've had enough of your selfishness, Sadira. You're going to return with me to the capital, and you're going to do it right now. It sounds like we'll have to fight, Bastion. I only wish we could have avoided this. You know, I had a crazy idea that perhaps we could have Sadira. Perhaps he was trying to stall and give Thompson more time to escape with the townspeople. Or perhaps she really is a selfish, spoiled, thoughtless brat. Updated enough of the latter to know that you're right, Reina. Maybe he'll cheer up if we give him a sweetie cake. I know that always makes me happier. I wish everyone in the world could be like you, Barlow. We're leaving Sadira. Now. And the rest of you should kill those kingdom soldiers. Yes, sir. Alright, so this battle isn't overly difficult. You're going to want to turtle up, though, because it is extremely hard to survive unless you keep everybody close together. So, what we're doing is going to get second attack with Bastion, and we're going to make sure we try and get Flare Bomb with, what's his name? Barlow. He's so forgettable. I always forget his name. Alright, so let's just go ahead and constantly do a barrage of turbulences. And Malia can now attack, so we're going to use her as an attacker. Okay, somersault this guy. Let's check it out. I don't know if I showed it yet. Nice deflect. Bang. So you would think if his somersault attack would be Andrew doing a somersault, you'd be wrong. He makes the enemy do a somersault. Okay, so she has Blizzard Break, but she's probably going to get real frozen and really beaten bad if she ever gets frozen. So let's not let that happen. Okay, we'll put Reina. Let's see. First off, how far can Barlow move? Alright, so we're going to move Reina right beside Malia. And we're just going to go ahead and do Ice Shards. And we'll weaken Imperial 5 for Barlow, as well as Bastion. Actually, not Bastion, just Barlow. Bastion will take down the leaders, Bodyguard Chief, and Duyere. Okay, let's go ahead and just... We can probably counter this, so let's do it. There we go. Fantastic. Alright, so Reina took the position, and because the Imperial moved forward, he's forced to do Melting Flare and miss. Let's end here. Okay, they're going to have their own personal dialogue, so I'd like to use Spiral Dive just to smack Duyere, but let's not. Let's just go ahead and see if we can. Okay, we can. Let's go ahead and avoid. I just want to be selfish like you, Sadira. What's wrong with that? Sorry, Duyere, but I don't want to pick up your slack. You have to work hard, so you'll be a great emperor today. Yeah. You know, father is right about you. You're never going to find a man who can put up with your attitude. What? You take that back. I wouldn't bother so much if it wasn't true. Okay, we can now use Blizzard Break, so let's hit Imperial 3. I guess, as you can see, it's really powerful. We can go ahead with Tidal Wave also. How much more do we have to level up? So that's probably about like 5 more attacks. Go ahead and use Pouring Rain on Reina. Although she is strong with Reina's trick, he does have a tendency to get hit almost every single time in this route specifically, for some reason. And end our turn. Andrew can go ahead and double Wind Strike. Sadira can go ahead and just do a single Wind Strike. She's gonna get frozen otherwise. Actually, no, let's just have her move back. Actually, we'll put her right against the bush so that she can't be triple teamed. Since everybody seems to still be obsessed with Andrew. Okay, we're gonna move Reina back because that is where Barlow should be. She should not be attacking. She should not be in the front lines. At least not yet. Okay, so if Quicksand hits you, it basically prevents you from making any movements. So you kind of, although it's super weak, you don't want to get hit with it if you're trying to position yourself in certain places. So we're moving Reina away, closer to Sadira and Andrew, so Barlow can actually make kills. Okay, so one Wind Strike is fine. Malia can go ahead with Blizzard Break, and we need to attack the Bodyguard Chief with Bastion because there's a special dialogue between them, and it's really amusing. Let's go ahead and attack Duyere, because Duyere doesn't run away at 50% HP. Very, very nice. Okay, let's go attack Bodyguard Chief, and this time I'll show you Tidal Wave. This is pretty silly, isn't it? Indeed it is. I think Sadira and Duyere are both brats, if you ask me. I can't disagree with you, sir. I remember a time before I met that girl, when the world seemed to be so full of joy and hope. I remember those days as well, sir. Unfortunately, if we don't fight, they're going to start yelling again. We don't want that, sir. I'm sorry about this. As am I, sir. Alright, so that's the beautiful Tidal Wave attack. And I don't think I've ever explained why it's overpowered, so if you're willing to listen, please listen. So, if we go ahead, actually, I'll tell you in the next turn with Bastion so I can show you its stats. But it's overpowered in terms, if you compare it to Soaring Dance, Lightning Strike, and Splitting Smash, it's vastly better. And yeah, I'll explain it when Bastion's turn comes up next. So let's go ahead and Fireball Imperial 4. There we go, he's getting tons of experience. And we'll use Searing Flame on Malia. Like, her Blizzard Break is going to completely dominate. With this, can't avoid it. Like I said, she, for some reason, cannot dodge in the Rune route. Alright, so we've got Andrew. Now, he has everything he needs, so we're going to do a base power dex increase, like 1 point per each, right? We still want to be strong, we still want to not miss, and we want his HP to keep climbing. So we can actually move, I was going to say right here, because we can trap Duyere, but he might actually be better off just staying right here. So let's leave him here. Okay, let's avoid. Okay, so Dira shouldn't attack, because she's going to be frozen if she does, so let's end our turn right there. Let's go ahead and avoid. Okay, Malia, now you're going to see, like, okay, that's not that very strong. Let's go ahead and attack Bodyguard 4. Okay, Bastion. Now, the reason why Tidal Wave is far stronger, if you look at its attack, it's 2.66, range of 2, and hit percent increase of 30%, plus it's a knockdown. So, because it's a knockdown ability, it's going to be constantly defended by the enemy, unless the enemy is insanely stupid, like Dion would be, and tries to counterattack a knockdown type attack, right? Soaring Dance is only 2.56 attack with a range of 2, but its hit percentage, I believe, it has a 0% hit percent increase. So, and its FP use is 90. So the reason why Tidal Wave is vastly OP compared to Ultra Gunner, well, Tic Tac is like superior to Ultra Gunner, is because you can use second attack with Tidal Wave twice in one go, hitting for 2.66 damage multiplier each time with a hit of plus 30%, which effectively means you never miss. If you tried that with Soaring Dance, instantly frozen and instantly defeated. So yeah, Tidal Wave is just that much better. So let's go ahead and attack Bodyguard Chief, and we leveled up. Fantastic. Here we go. We should get second. Actually, no, we're not going to second attack. We need to level up one more time. Yeah, there it is. So we're just about at the point. We need to level up one more time, and then we will get our second attack. Let's avoid this. Hopefully it doesn't get attacked again. Now we're going to put Reyna behind Andrew and use Cooling Mist. And then we'll also go ahead and cast Pouring Rain on him, since he seems to be a target. Yeah, so this is why I say I don't understand AIs. The deer was right in front of him, and he still completely avoided her and went straight for Reyna. Very, very odd. Okay, let's go ahead and counter this. Actually, let's leave him for Barlow. Okay, Andrew can't do anything, so we'll give Reyna Roaring Wind, a dex boost, and we'll end our turn. Okay, Sadira, she could use Spiral Dive, but that's a huge risk of being frozen. Instead, let's see who has a higher level. 16, 20, Sadira is level 19, so we'll attack the bodyguard here with a double Wind Strike. And we shall go ahead and avoid this. Okay, we're gonna use Tidal Wave on Bodyguard Chief. This should level us up one more time, considering there's a 1 level difference. And we should be able to get second attack. Oh, I thought he would defeat it. That's a very low amount of experience, or a very low amount of HP left. So let's end our turn. And Reyna, well, sorry, Malia will not take that kill. End our turn. Barlow, Fireball. Thank you for hitting him. Sometimes, even at 56%, it just doesn't hit. Okay, so 10 base, 20 power, and 15 weapon. So base is currently at 18, so let's increase power, which brings it to 20. And weapon? I believe weapon is high enough. I'll double check in info. And yeah, so he has Flare Bomb. Okay, so Barlow is now maxed out. Oh no, he still needs Mass Menace. He needs to level up one more time. Alright, so Barlow is just about ready to be considered complete. So we need to move him so that he can go Actually, we need to move him right here. Let me check his level. 16, 17, 17. Alright, so we need to move Barlow near Reyna. He's gonna get some kills from this spot. Okay, attacking Bodyguard 3 because the level difference is 0. Okay, good. Imperial 1 is targeting Barlow. With Flare Bomb, you can see how much, how strong it is. So let's defend that. Okay, Reyna's going to use Cooling Mist, so yeah, Barlow is just about, once he gets Mass Menace, instantly 100% completed for him. And then Bastion needs second attack, and he's basically good. He's 100% too. And then we're done 100%ing everybody. From there, it's just building them up for the final battle. And yeah, they're going to be so overpowered. Alright, let's go ahead and, I would say try and counter this one. I'm wondering if this will actually work, so let's see. She has parry, so it might work. Very nice. That's really lucky, by the way, considering the chance of it happening was relatively low. Alright, so here we go. Wind Strike, not Bodyguard Chief. We want to give that to Bastion. We'll freeze Bodyguard 2. Okay, so like I said, now that Sadira is maxed out, we're just giving a stat to base, power, and dexterity, just to progressively make her stronger and stronger. Malia still doesn't, well, I'm still not really powering her up. She's very strong enough as it is. We need to, oh, okay, Bodyguard 2's in the way. Alright, so we're just going to use Tidal Wave here. And we have, oh, we don't have second attack. We're getting second attack in the next level up. Okay, let's end here. Andrew can go ahead and Wind Strike. Bodyguard 3, only because the level difference is 0. In turn, Malia can go ahead and attack Bodyguard 4. Maybe she should attack low-level characters. Okay, unfortunately, Reyna is going to be frozen, so let's show you what Reyna's trick looks like. Very cool. So the reason why I attacked when she's frozen is because if you're going to be frozen, you might as well attack anyways. Even if the attack hitting you is a collision or a knockdown type, you want to attack anyways because your dormant skill could activate, or you could end up dodging by chance, even at a 99% hit rate. Alright, there we go. Base is 18, power and dex is 15. 111. Okay, let's go ahead and avoid this. We're going to end our turn. We're going to do wind strikes double. Actually, we'll do a spiral dive here. She's not going to die, by the way. No one here is strong enough to actually kill her. So let's look at spiral dive. All right, 376 experience. Excellent. And our turn. Barlow, almost at that point. Almost his turn. Like I said, no enemies are really a threat in this one, so we don't have to be too, I guess, too careful. Oh, we hit. Nice. All right, fantastic. Here we go. So we just need to put... We need to put 1 to base, and from here, we should have Mass Menace. Yeah, base 12, defense 12, so we're good. We've now 100%ed Barlow. Fantastic. Now, from this point on, for every character, do not put anything towards agility as much as possible. If you find yourself getting hit a lot and you need to reload a lot, then sure. But ideally, you're going to just want to put towards defense as your defensive stat, or... That's really it. Just want to put towards defense. So we're going to increase his base, power, and dexterity, so that he can actually hit with his attacks. Actually, no, he's still going to be a tank. So base, power, and defense. And he leveled up twice. Really lucky. Base, power, and dex, or base, power, and defense. Apologies. And should have Mass Menace. There we go. Maxed out. Next, the last person to max out will be Bastion. As soon as I get over to this bodyguard chief, okay, we can go ahead and just use Cooling Mist on these two. So, well, on Bastion. Okay, I can't attack. Okay, so Duyere is going to attack Reyna. There we go. Bastion, go ahead with Tidal Wave. There we go. Now let's see if he actually leveled up. No, he didn't. He's very close though. So let's move Bastion close enough. Okay, so he's not going to be close enough to be able to defeat the bodyguard chief. He can defeat this Imperial 5, so let's put him here. And... oh right, he doesn't have second attack. I'm too used to having that. Alright, let's go ahead and defeat... I was going to say defeat bodyguard 3, but... not gonna happen. So we use double wind strike again. There we go. End our turn. Again, they're not strong enough to actually take Duyere down in one turn, so you don't have to be that careful in protecting her. We have a strong slash. We missed. And let's go ahead and avoid this. Okay, Reyna can go ahead and use Reyna's trick. She's gonna get a little bit more experience than normal, which is good. And we will put Pouring Rain on Andrew for the agility boost. Okay, Andrew can go ahead double wind strike again on this bodyguard, and that should make him level up. There we go. So base power and dex once again. That's what we're going to do for every character from this point on. Except for Bastion, we're going to continue giving him like a balanced stat distribution. Let's go with Tidal Wave, Bodyguard Chief. Let's watch him defeat it. Excellent. There we go. We are good. Now, second attack, 16 to base, 100%ed. Isn't this beautiful? Now we're going to balance out all the stats from here on out. Actually, you know what? We're not going to balance out the stats. Let's alter it slightly. We're going to leave base alone. We're going to power, dex, and defense. That or power, dex, and weapon. I think... No, you know what? I think we could make Bastion an absolute beast. So let's instead change our plans. No bounce stats for Bastion. Let's power up. Let's do this. Power, dex, and weapon. Once, every time we level up from here on. Right? So here is second attack. Power and dexterity. There we go. And second attack is learned. Awesome. Okay. From here on out, everybody is now 100%. Congratulations, we've done it. Now the next missions, although we're 100% with everybody, is still going to be difficult. So don't think having everything makes it easy. But it makes it easier. Alright, so let's end here. We can't do second attack on the same turn we learn it. We have to wait till the next turn. Alright, so there we go. Let's just avoid this. Okay, Barlow is basically fine now. So who do we want to well, actually, we don't need to prioritize anyone anymore. Let's just attack. Let's just have anybody make kills who are at or have a little difference of 1 for the enemy. So Barlow is 18, Duyere is 17, and soldiers are 16 and 17, 16 and 17 respectively. We'll attack from the side, flare bomb. Let's go with Sadira. Double wind strike, of course. That is a huge difference. So let's huge level difference. So we're not going to do that. As you can see, you get 7 experience with a 4 level difference. It is really bad. So don't ever make the kills when the level difference is that much. All right, so Andrew is level 20, so he's not going to make any kills. What he will be focusing on is basically weakening. Okay, he's going to be frozen. He's going to get killed if he gets frozen, so let's not do that. We'll end our turn. Malia, she has a 2 level difference. In the next mission, enemies are going to be pretty close in level, so we don't have to worry too much. Let's move Malia. So it's going to be Reyna and Barlow who's going to get all the kills. So let's just go ahead and end our turn with Malia. Reyna can go ahead and do Reyna's trick on Duyere. And we're going to watch it because I actually like this attack. And beating up Duyere is also really nice to see. Damn! You're not going to get your way, Sadira. I'm going to find you and drag you home on your butt. Very nice, 234 experience. Now we're going to move a bit forward and just block the way so Andrew has less chance of getting killed. Yikes, okay. Okay, Bastion, he's not in an optimal position. Him facing their back means he'll basically get less experience, and his level is way too high, so he's going to get even less experience. Let's just go ahead with Cooling Mist. And we'll use Pouring Rain on Reyna. Okay, let's end our turn. Okay, they're going to attack Bastion for some reason. Now Sadira, I don't think anybody else here could take a lot of damage. Okay, I was wrong. We have Imperial 7, well, Imperial 1 here can take the damage. So we're going to do Wind Strike on it twice. Now it's frozen. And let's move out of the way so Barlow can walk on in. Actually, let's move beside Barlow and give him a dex boost. Alright, let's end our turn. Malia doesn't really need to do anything. Bastion can sit still. Barlow, he's going to move forward. And he's going to use his Flare Bomb. So level difference is 2. Out here, level difference is 1. So we're going to take down this Imperial 1. Get the experience for that. There we go. A lot of experience, but yeah, it's just a lot of experience. Let's go ahead and move Sadira behind this Imperial. We'll get the accuracy boost because they're surrounded. And we'll stop. Well, won't do anything with Malia. Her morale is like really high, and let's just keep it that way. Alright, Reyna's trick on Imperial 2 from behind. Unfortunately, less experience. That's always the unfortunate thing. When attack from behind. Still quite a lot though, so that's still good. We could probably have gotten plus 350, somewhere above that, if we attacked from the front. Let's move forward and completely surround the last Imperial. And we can just do a normal flare bomb. Let's watch this, right? Barlow deserves some time in the limelight. There we go. Fantastic. Alright, 176 experience. He's leveled up pretty good. Fantastic. And what we're doing for him is basically base, power, and dex from here on out with every single character, except Bastion, who's going to get power, dex, and weapon boosts. Complete silence. The battle is over at last. Everyone from Asia is accounted for, Your Highness, and very grateful for your help. You saved your lives, Prince Bastion, as well as mine. I pledge my eternal. You need not pledge anything, sir. We only did what was right. You are too humble, Your Highness. My loyalty is yours from this day on. Well, what about me? I'm the one who delayed the Imperial army and gave you time to escape. You didn't do that on purpose. You were fighting with your brother. Oh, Malia, you're so silly. That was just a part of my plan. What will you do now, Thompson? Will the Kingdom Army be sending reinforcements here? It is difficult to say, Your Highness. The Kingdom's resources are already being stretched dangerously thin. It is even possible that the Kingdom considers the citizens of Asia to be expendable. I hope and pray that you are wrong, Thompson. Thank you, Your Highness. And farewell. Perhaps I will see you again soon. Indeed you will, Thompson. Good fortune to you. Thank you. Thompson has won, and yet he wears the face of a defeated man. His is the face of a man who has been at war for too long, Malia. A face I will soon see in the mirror if I cannot end this conflict soon. I received a report that Duke Zera is preparing an attack to reclaim Farantis, the kingdom's capital. I suppose I've been gone for so long that Zera has assumed control of the kingdom army in my stead. What are you going to do now, Bastion? More importantly, what are you going to do about me? Don't you have any manners, Sadira? This is hardly the time to be worried about yourself. Oh, I'm sorry. What are you going to do about me? Please. That's not what I meant. Enough, both of you. I'm so tired that all I can think about is taking a nap. That's a good idea, Bastion. All this fighting has wiped me out. I think walking up a flight of stairs would wipe you out, Barlow. Alright, let's be back here in a few hours, after we get some rest. What are you talking about, Bastion? We can't rest for a moment. We're going to catch up with Duke Zera and help him. We can't let him fight the Empire alone. You're right, of course, Malia. I'm obviously fatigued and not thinking clearly. There will be time for rest when the war is over, Bastion. If Zera were to be defeated, the Empire could then sweep across a continent. Unfortunately, that's true. Let's leave as soon as possible, before I make any other poor decisions in my tired state. Reyna, I'm starting to think that the only way I can end this war is with the Ultra Gunner. You may well be right, Bastion, but it's most likely being kept in the Imperial capital. And if we had the strength to venture that far into the Empire, we'd have no need for the Ultra Gunner. Ah! What is this, Sadira? Are you once again in need of attention? I just picked up a sharking on my scanners. It's within the town just ahead of us. What? I'm not registering anything. Are you sure that you didn't merely imagine it? Of course, Malia. Now hurry up. We have to stop them. We have to stop them before they do any harm. Hold on. Wait up. Come back. Oh, what's the use? Wow, so this was a rather long stream, eh? Very long indeed. Now it was long because we spent a lot of time maxing our characters, which I did not honestly expect to be able to max out by the end of the stream, but we did it anyways. So let's take a look at our progress. Let's see the greatness that we have accomplished. So we're going to go status, Bastion. All his stats are everything they need to be in order to have all his attacks, his support skills, and his dormant skills. He's fully maxed out. Reyna, all her stats are perfectly set, and she has all her attacks, all her support, all her dormant skills. Barlow, all his attacks, support, and dormant skills. Andrew, his attacks, support, dormant skills. Malia, same deal. Everything is completely 100%. We rock. Good job, guys. Good job. Alright, so now we just need to save here. And yeah, I want to thank you for watching and being patient enough to sit through like grinding in a way. Not grinding, right? But just playing the game in order to level up one character at a time, specifically for the purpose of 100%ing. It's beautiful once you finally see the results of your patient work. So yeah, in the next one, we are going to do the final 4 missions, which if you aren't overpowered or have all your dormant skills or abilities, it becomes extremely difficult. So that's not the reason why we did this. We did this because this whole channel is about maxing out and 100%ing nearly every game we're in, right? So yeah, next 4 missions are difficult, they're fun, they're hilarious, and the ending is just outright, like, just, I don't know, it's gonna blow your mind. So anyways, everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you're looking to support the channel, just go ahead and subscribe is easily the best way to do it if you don't want to put monetary support. If you do have a Patreon, go ahead, check out the link in the description. Otherwise, again, thank you so much for watching the stream. That means a lot. And see you next week, Tuesday at 9:15. See you then for the final missions.